Hi, my name is Kayla and I'm a stylist at Salon Entrenous. I've been here for about 3 years, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about our Kerastase treatments. So we offer them in the salon for $25, and we now recently offer them as a take-home package, which is this. So what a Kerastase treatment is it's basically a concentrated dose of moisture that you can individually prescribe to a client's hair type. So for myself, today I'm going to be doing the green one, which is for, it's like a reconstructive, repairing, reinforcing treatment. So what it does is it penetrates into this inside of the hair cuticle and it starts repairing the hair from the inside out. So that's the one that we're going to be using today, and we're also going to be using a power boost of the orange one, which is to add moisture into the hair. So this is the at-home box that you can buy to take home for $75. So if you just open it up here, so your stylist will diagnose you with which treatment they think that you should bring home for yourself. So in here there's the orange one, like I said, for moisture. This pink one is primarily to help color last a little bit longer. So if you have problems with your hair not retaining color properly, or like a lot of reds and coppers tend to fade pretty quickly in the hair, so you can use something like the pink one that's going to help maintain your color longer. And the purple one is kind of like a plumping one, so it works kind of similar to like a lip plumper or something that you put on your lips, and it just sort of temporarily gives your lips like plumpness. So yeah, you can use the purple one in your hair if you want to get like a really nice voluminous blow dry. So lots of girls that experience like fine hair and are always looking for volume, the purple one's really great for that. And then it also just comes with a little spray thing. So the way that you would use it is you would pop the lid off, and then you would take the power booster and just sort of pop it on there, and then twist it. I usually have to use my teeth, but I got it this time. And then you just sort of twist it until you'll see a little drop of color. It's supposed to go in there. So a little drop of color will go in, so you can see that one's orange. So just sort of shake it a little bit. And then you're going to take this cap off, and then just take the spray top and just snap it on like that. And then you can just sort of shake it up so that they can mix together, and then you're all set to go. I just went through and I just washed my hair, so I used the Bend to Force shampoo, which basically the treatment is a concentrated dose of what this shampoo is at home. So I just went through and I did a shampoo with that, and I'm now using the wet brush, which is a really great brush for detangling your hair at home. So I'm just going to go through and brush my hair out. So it's really great because usually when your hair is wet, especially for blondes and everything like that, the hair is a lot more fragile when it's wet. So you want to be careful not to really tug on it too hard and use like a comb or certain types of brushes on it, because that's when it is most likely to break and snap off. So we're just using the wet brush and just going through and just combing it out really well. At home, what you'll need is a clip and a small tooth comb and your treatment. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start down at the back of my neck. You clip this up, and actually first you're just going to towel dry your hair really well before you put the treatment in. You want it to be able to penetrate into the hair really well, so it just works a little bit better if it's towel dried a little bit more. Also, the nice thing about these treatments, like I was saying before, is they do penetrate into the hair cuticle, which most like cheap at-home conditioners that you get from like the drugstore and stuff like that, they don't. They just actually have a lot of wax in them, and they just end up creating a lot of buildup on your hair. So sometimes it feels like your hair feels really silky and everything afterwards, but it's just creating a lot of buildup, which is just going to cause more problems with your hair down the line. Alright, so now that it's towel dried a little bit, I'm just going to clip it up. And then take my treatment that's shaken up. You're just going to grab small sections and just start, not right at the root, but maybe about like an inch down. And just give it a few sprays. And then take your small tooth comb and just comb it through the hair a few times. And then you just want to use your thumbs and just go down the hair and just push the treatment into it. So then, grab your next section. Just do the same thing. So just comb it through. And then just push the treatment in with your thumbs. And then just continue with your next section. So these clips we also sell here now as well. They're really great for keeping all the hair up in place. So then grab your next section. And then comb the treatment through. And then you can just sort of push it in with your thumbs. So doing this at home, if you wanted, you could even leave the treatment in overnight or something like that and then rinse it out the next day. The nice thing about these treatments is that they're really nice and lightweight, so they're not going to weigh your hair down at all. You know, a lot of people with fine hair are always so concerned about not wanting to do anything to their hair like this because they don't want it to be weighed down and really flat and really feel like there's something in your hair, but you don't really feel like that at all. They're really nice and weightless. So yeah, this one is just going to add a ton of moisture into my hair, so it's going to help with a lot of frizz and statickiness, which is all from dryness, and I do have naturally curly hair as well, so it's a little bit more on the drier side and frizzy side, so it helps with that. And then it's also just going to help strengthen my hair, which the Bend to Force shampoo does as well. So it's just like repairing and reinforcing, and it just helps to repair and rebuild that hair cuticle. And if you've gone through your whole head and you've evenly applied it everywhere and you still have a little bit of the treatment left, you can just save it for the next time you want to do a treatment. These treatments last about 6 to 8 weeks in your hair, just depending on how often you shampoo your hair and everything. But I'm just going to use the rest of it in my hair right now. So yeah, we do offer these treatments in the salon for $25. And they're great because they're just done as an express treatment. So I know a lot of people sometimes might be in a time crunch and have to get to their next appointment or back to work or something, and they don't always have the time to do a treatment in their hair. So it's nice that they only take about 5 extra minutes in salon, and that's why it's also nice that we offer them for at home, for take home as well now. And it's nice too, like when you're coming into the salon and you're spending a few $100s to come in and get your hair done and have it look nice, and then just to go home and use like cheap shampoos and cheap conditioners. You really want to make sure that you're doing everything at home yourself that you can do to sort of take care of your hair. So I'm just going to go through and just continue working the product in. And then, yeah, so just do this for a few minutes. So when I shampooed my hair, I just did 2 shampoos, no conditioner. So we'll just keep working this in for a few minutes and then just do a rinse. And just a light rinse too. Like you still kind of want to leave some of the treatment just in there. You don't want to wash it all off. Alright, so now I just went through and just rinsed the treatment out. So just rinse. You've already done your shampoo and everything. So you just need to do a light rinse. So now I'm just going to get it all combed out. Sort of squeeze out just excess moisture there. Alright, so now I'm going to put some styling product in. So right now I'm going to use the Fiber Architect. So it's just like a double serum that is also part of like the Kerastase repairing and reconstructive line. So I'm just going to run that through my legs and ends. And then I usually like to have a little bit of volume up at the crown. So I'm going to use the L'Oreal Volume Lift. So it's just like mousse, but it just has the directional nozzle right there, so you can just aim it right at your root. Alright, so then you can just sort of rub that in. Take my blow dryer and my medium-sized round brush, and I'm just going to start with blow drying my bangs. So I'm just going to do these back and forth, side to side. I have double cowlick in my bangs, so usually just try and blow dry my hair back and forth, side to side, and what that does is it almost just tricks your cowlick and allows it to just lie flatter and smoother. How you get sort of that nice sweep and a side bang and prevents them from separating. Alright, so now that they're about 90% dry, I'm just going to take the brush, starting up at the root, using high heat and high speed with the hair dryer, and just pulling them forward, and then just wrapping them up. And then just giving them a shot of cold air. So most hair dryers should have a little button on it right there. And it just releases cold air. And so what that does is the cold air helps smooth the hair out a little bit, and it also helps set shape in the hair. So now I'm just going to go through and just rough dry everything else. Alright, so now that I've taken a lot of the moisture out of my hair, I'm just going to start at the back here. Just take a small section of hair, and still using the medium-sized round brush. I'm just going to start with small sections. So when you're trying to do this at home, just grab sections no wider than the width of your brush. So starting up with the root, using high heat and high speed, going through and just drying the hair. I find that it helps a lot as well if you use a concentrator nozzle on the end of your hair dryer, which is what this piece is. It just sort of helps you concentrate the air exactly where you want it to go, so it prevents the hair from sort of flying all over the place. So just using high heat and high speed back here, just making sure that it's getting nice and dry. And then once it's dry, I'm just going to sort of wrap it up and give it a shot of cold air. And like I said earlier, that's just going to help set and smooth my hair. And I like to have a little bend going in back here, so I just like to sort of set it so that it tucks in. So now I've gone through and finished my blow dry. Before I flat iron, I'm just going to use a little bit of the green Kerastase elixir. So this is also part of the repairing reconstructive line. So just apply that through my legs and ends. And then section my hair off. So I'm just going to take my flat iron and just quickly run through it, follow through with my brush. So yeah, just to go over the treatments a little bit. So they are $25 on top of a service, which is a great add-on. And then to take home, it would be $75 on top of the $25. So the $75 includes 3 at-home treatments. So just like this one here. So like I was saying, like all the treatments are all color-coded and everything, and they're all color-coded with the whole Kerastase line. So how we use like green today, that goes with the green shampoo, the green leave-in and everything like that. So when you are coming in to have your hair done, like the stylist will diagnose which treatment you need. So your pack may look like this, or you may say your hair, your main concern is just like dryness and static and like weakness in your hair and everything. Then it would just mostly be like the green and the orange ones, or like I said, like the purple one's really nice if you're going to be going out one time and you want to just get a lot of body in your hair, and you can do it for before you're going out for like a nice blow dry. So yeah, you might need all different colors, and then yes, like I was saying, like the colors correspond to all the other Kerastase products. So the green, the whole green line is all for repairing and reconstruction. The whole orange line is for moisture. Everything pink is for color, and the purple is more, says on the bottle, mature hair, but it basically just means hair that's just like lacking a little bit of life. So it just plumps it up a little bit and gives it a little life boost. And yeah, so this is the finished product, and after having the treatment done, it just sort of leaves your hair feeling really moisturized and has a lot more shine to it. So like I said, these treatments will last about 6 to 8 weeks in your hair, all just depending on how often you're shampooing your hair and everything. And